Never pay your house rent with more than 10 days of your salary. What exactly do I mean? Let's get practical, okay? Point number one, a month is made up of 30 days, okay? 30 days. Never change. Talk of 30, 31 days, take it or leave it, okay? Around there. Now, the point is this. Let's take an example, say you earn like a 60,000 at the end of the month. 60,000 at the end of the month, okay? Basically means it's like you earn 2K daily. Okay, let's get practical. And you see where the problem usually come in, and you always complain about, oh, there is no money, money is not enough, I don't know what. This is where the problem is. Now, a month is made up of 30 days, all right? And therefore, you make your 60,000 at the end of the month. Bear in mind, there are some people who make less than this. Okay, basically, it's like you make 2,000 each and every day. Now, what does it mean? Say now, let's say you're using 10 days salary. What does it mean? It is 2K per day times 10 days to get yourself what? 20,000. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked. There are people who are paying this amount of money, 20,000, and they are earning 60,000 at the end of the month. What does it mean? Then it means even 10 days, using 10 days salary to pay your rent is actually a wrong thing to do. What do I mean? One thing that you're supposed to understand is this. This number of days, you have to subdivide this number of days to several people. And one individual that you have to subdivide these days is to, one, you have to pay your landlord or your landlady, your landlord. Okay, you have to give them a certain number of days. Number two, your stomach. Your stomach, when I say your stomach, I mean like you and your family. That's what I mean. Your stomach, I simply mean food. The other number of days that you have to also divide is to your what? Something other than utilities, okay? And the most important one is about what? Investment. So all these guys are waiting here, and they are waiting for the 30 days. Now they're actually asking themselves, now let's see how this guy gonna allocate this number of days for us to progress and for us to develop the next level. Remember one thing, you have 30 days. You have your salary out there. Now, if you take 10 days, you take 2,000 times the 10 days, you get your 12,000. So your landlord, you're giving him or her 10 days of your 30 days to pay the house rent. Then your stomach or your food. And remember one thing, food is not development. Stomach is not development. Particularly in terms of your body, it's okay. But you see, life is not about eating, dressing, sleeping, and waking up. You got to make a difference. It's like telling me being a father is the ultimate goal over every human being as a male. No, it's not the case. There's an individual who is a president and he's a father. See, now being the president, that's like a goal, and being a father, even an idiot can be. Now, let's get to the point. Now, what do I mean by this particular point? At this situation where we have 30 days, what you're supposed to understand, always let your rent be below 10 days. Below what? 10 days. And this is how I want you to do it. And I always say, at least if it is possible. People say, if it is possible, if you can manage to actually live in a life whereby you're using half of your days to sustain yourself. What do I mean? See, a month is made up of 30 days. Therefore, if you're using 15 days to actually do what? Cater for all your things. And if it's not so possible, if it slips over to 18 days, to do all your things, then that would be amazing thing. Because at the end of the day, in this list, there's something called entertainment. You want to entertain yourself, you want to live a comfortable life and all those kind of things, okay? Now, the point is this, don't exceed this number of days when it comes to development. And this is what I suggest. I would suggest this, out of the 30 days, make sure that at least 10 days of yours, 10 days, okay? You dedicate towards what? You dedicate towards savings. Let's take an example of somebody who is earning 15,000 at the end of the month. 15,000 at the end of the month. So what does it mean? Therefore, it means this guy is earning 500 daily. You're earning 500 Kenyan shillings each and every day. Now, say if you were to dedicate the entire 10 days towards paying your rent, it means that you have to pay a rent worth 5,000 Kenyan shillings. How much are you remaining with out of the 15,000? You're remaining with 10,000. Now, out of the 10,000, you also have to eat. Say you allocate another 10 days towards your stomach. If you allocate 10 days towards your stomach, it means you have allocated what? 5,000. Okay, have you entertained yourself? No. Have you actually paid your utilities? No. Have you saved? Have you invested? Have you done all those things? No. So therefore, some of the money or amount of money that you're earning defines or determines the number of days that you're gonna allocate each and every category of your life. Be it either your food, meaning your stomach, be it either your entertainment, that is taking all the way from clothing to taking yourself out to black tax and what have you. So you have to make sure that you understand things. And this is an exemption with some cases. There are people who earn like 300,000 each and every month, okay? There's some individual who earn 300,000 Kenyan shillings at the end of the month. So if you earn earn a huge amount of money, therefore you might find yourself not requiring like a lot of number of days. For example, say you're paying a house rent of maybe, let's say, 60,000 at the end of the month, 60,000 at the end of the month, and you're earning yourself 300,000. 300,000, it means that you're earning how much? If you were to divide this by 30, therefore it means you'd say you're earning like close to sort of 10,000 each and every day or something of sort. So if you're making 10,000 each and every day, 10,000 daily, therefore it means that you need 6 days. That's quite safe. It may sound like you are paying house rent for a huge amount of money, but the fact is you're only dedicating 6 days at the end of the day, because your income, the rate of your income is actually way high. And also it means some people who are earning a way less amount of money. For example, there are people in this country who earn less than 10,000. Somebody is earning like 8,000 at the end of the month. If you say this guy to allocate only 6 days towards the rent, or maybe 5 days towards the rent, therefore it means this guy might likely not to get a house, worth that amount of money. So this is a sort of a delicate balance that you have to find in between. Consider the amount of money that you're earning, and therefore, at the end of the day, make sure that at least you dedicate 10 days. I always say minimum of 10 days towards that money, towards your investment. Nowadays, we don't talk of savings. That's what we say. We no longer save this 2023 because the inflation is quite high. We talk of directly investment. And when I say directly investment, because we have some areas whereby may not earn you like an outrageous amount of money, may not get you like an outrageous in terms of returns, but at the end of the day, gonna earn you something, and it's gonna place you above the inflation, because that's the most important thing. Because inflation's like this bag, all right, that eats your money without you knowing. So the point is, make sure that at least nowadays, don't save. Take your money, your investments, take it directly to an investment, okay? Keep it somewhere before you make a decision what conventional sort of a business you want to start. Let me just echo exactly what I've just said. I find most of the people, you find somebody is actually using 15 days of his entire month working for the house rent. There was a time I gave an example here of a guy who is earning 70,000 at the end of the month. That guy is paying, I don't know what, 20 something thousand, for his house. The guy is not even more, he doesn't much of the responsibility in terms of bringing up kids and what have you. So it's always good to make sure that, understand this, it's very simple. Don't complicate. Don't complicate. It is only 30 days. That 30 days is the days for you, for your stomach, for your landlord, for your landlady, for your utilities, for your debts, for your bank, for your Shylock, for your apps, for your nobody and everybody in that specific place. Now, you have to take the 30 days, divide it among yourselves in a very appropriate way. But don't forget one thing. At the end of the day, if you do not give yourself some of the days for the purposes of investment, you're going to get yourself into lots of the problem. And this is why I usually call people to be a little bit selfish. And the selfish in the sense that I want you to grow yourself, develop yourself, place yourself somewhere, give yourself the capabilities to be a helpful individual. By the way, have you ever asked yourself, have you understand this? You cannot be able to help if you have not helped yourself. It's true. You cannot be able to do that. You cannot tell me that you want to be a philanthropist, and then you yourself, you're not even stable. You hardly can eat, you can't drink, you can't even dress. So it's always good to make sure that at least you understand yourself. It's good to make sure that at least you dedicate a certain percentage of your cash towards an investment. And I'm gonna give you a very simple formula that's gonna facilitate or help you to do exactly that. Remember a certain formula that I gave you guys called 50, 30, and also 20% rule. Now, this is quite a popular percentage. I'm not the inventor of this. All the credit goes to the guy who invented this. This is quite an amazing one. So what I say is this: make sure that at least you save some percentage. Or if maybe you're uncomfortable with this, use what I call 75-25% rule. This is another rule. This rule simply means in everything that you're making out there, make sure it does not exceed 75%. Better your food, your rent, your entertainment, your black tax, your school fees, your debts, your anything and everything, do let it not pass the 75%. This is like a 3/4. It's not even like, it's a 3/4. This is a 3/4 of whatever you actually make out there. We call it 75-25%. Everything that you usually make, it's like let's talk practical. Let's say you earn 1,000 Kenyan shillings each and every day. So whatever the thing that you use out there, don't let it exceed 750 Kenyan shillings. I repeat, let's say you make 1,000 bob each and every day. Whatever you are using to pay your rent, to pay your food, to pay your transport, to pay everything and anything, don't let it surpass the mark of 750 Kenyan shillings. What does it mean? You're remaining with 250 Kenyan shillings for the purposes of investment. So you can actually go ahead and use this, in terms of the percentage of how much you usually get at the end of the month. So that's like saying if you earn yourself like 100,000 a month, everything that you use there, don't let it exceed 75K. Don't let it exceed what? 75,000. Always leave ahead or behind 25,000 towards your investment or towards your savings, as you will have to call it. But for me, I prefer saying towards your what? Towards your investment. Now, this is my parting shot. Make sure that at least use the appropriate rule that works for you. Be it either 50, 30, 20% rule, or you can actually use 70 or 75, 25%, whichever you find it appropriate. But don't forget, the number remains constant. It is 30 days. Divide it among it yourself, and that's how you're gonna create what we call the difference in your life. All right? By the way, let me remind you this. If it's the first time you're watching me, you've never seen this face, I am Joseph. Talk about money, talk about investments. If you would like not to miss any piece of my good gigs, about investment, do this. Doesn't cost you anything. Down below there is a small button written subscribe. Hit that magical button. Also like this video. Comment down below. Tell me what you think, because I'm a believer, just like an iron sharpens another iron. So do we learn from each other. You can as well grab my number from the description of this specific video. If you would like to get some personal, guidance as far as the businesses are concerned, as far as the investments are concerned, let's talk business. Let's be of help to each other. Don't forget this. Money is a reward given after solving someone's problem. See you in the next one.